So I want to get everybody's thoughts on this. We got a disconnect switch removed, obviously. We had some burnt up wires. Wires burnt out the side of it. So here's a tip for anybody replacing a trane disconnect. It's an intellipack, I don't know, 100 tons or so. Got a disconnect there. It mounts to this plate. It's like I'm putting a puzzle back together here, because I tried to unscrew the disconnect from this plate because I was trying to get the disconnect off, and I dropped my bolts in between the two electrical panels there, and I had to struggle to get everything back together in the right spot, find the right holes, and I had to go find nuts and bolts. So now this ought to work. If my holes line up, there they go. So you got 4 screws that hold that plate in. Don't try to take the disconnect off. Leave the disconnect mounted to the plate and pull the plate off. I would have saved myself some time. This is what we're dealing with here. I just got my disconnect, my motor's done. I'm going through here and just tightening everything. I got just like maybe quarter turns out of my contactors. But these lugs here, I'm pretty sure that feeds the blower motor. I've already done the top 2. And you can see even how far this lug is in there and how far that one's out. That's not a tight connection. I just grabbed the wire and I could move the wire around. I'm getting like full 1.5, 2 turns out of these things. That is not acceptable. Make sure you're checking all of your connections. And unfortunately, that means everyone, even if there's probably, I don't know, 80, 100, I'm guessing, on this unit, on startup, you need to check every single one of them or you're gonna have a problem like this. So the other thing to keep an eye out for, loose connections, but as I'm in here, I went through and tightened everything else, not just my disconnect that I had the problems with. But I found the guy said this is like this from the factory, because I was not the one that found this, but we burnt up some wires in the motor as well. We lost a VFD and burnt up the disconnect. Those wires, that's a 30 horsepower motor being controlled by a VFD with a blue wire nut on it, and you can't tell me that's a good connection. And what's your all's thoughts? This is what I've found to use. It's got a lug inside of here, and I can get a tight lug type connection. This, come on, man.